My kid wants to do voice acting, but no school. Help, degree free. Okay, number one, your child is going to make a reel of voice acting samples, okay? Make a reel. The simple version of this is a portfolio of work, okay? So a portfolio of actual practiced shown work is always going to win. You just have to be able to send it and put it into the right place. So step one is make a reel of samples. I hope you can see this. I'm trying to record with the back camera and I've never done it before, so let me know how this goes. All right, step two is your child is going to sign up for a Fiverr account. Because if you make a portfolio and you've never actually done any work, it might not be as accurate as if you had actual paid work. So, Fiverr account, create in a Fiverr account, create, okay? Step three, you're going to go on Backstage. This is actually a good way too, if your child doesn't know how to, backstage.com, this is a website. If your child does not know how to create a portfolio of work, you're going to have them go on backstage.com. You're going to have them look at jobs, because backstage.com is all voice acting jobs. And then you're going to have them create a portfolio out of those job samples. So let's say they're looking for a charismatic, I don't know what kind of voice acting your child wants to do, but let's say that they want to do charismatic 14-year-old girl commercial, right? Okay, then you're going to have them go on, do that voice, and then add it to their portfolio as a sample. It's a good way to get inspiration, but also your child can apply to these jobs. Now remember, the Backstage is paid. It's a paid job platform, so you can pay in order to let your child apply on this site. But Backstage is where I would go. And then 4 is have a portfolio of work, of paid work. I hope you can see this. And then apply with that. And then number 5 is going to be if they're not having success with Fiverr or Backstage, you're going to have them go and do voiceover work locally. So go find, that would be going to local radio stations and asking if they have voiceover work that they can do, if they'll let them record spots, if they'll let them do anything. And yes, it would be for free, but the goal would be to get references. And ideally, that will lead to paid work. That's your outlay. I realized afterwards that I had a bunch more detail I wanted to add, so I'm going to go ahead and add that here. Create a Gmail account, okay? Create a Google Drive folder, and that is when I say portfolio, that's what I mean. I mean a Google Drive folder full of documents and or samples and or files, whatever. Video, audio, make sure these are all MP4s too, so that people can actually listen to them. Buy a microphone for your child. I suggest an Audio-Technica AT2020 or Blue Yeti. XLR mics your child may be super into them, but you don't need them at first. Your goal is to just get up and running, test, and see if they can get some small gigs. It's fine. You don't need an XLR right at the beginning. You can get one later. And your child, if they're interested in voice acting, may know what that is already, but I promise they don't need a Joe Rogan mic yet. I didn't get one for a very long time, and we have the Shure now, but they can get Shures later. And then Jay Yao, who is the producer for the James Altucher Show, which is like a top 10 business podcast, he's a big fan of the Blue Yeti, but I have an Audio-Technica, I have one right here, that I use for a lot of stuff, and people don't notice I recorded audiobooks on that, and it sounds just fine. Download Audacity or use GarageBand. Your child needs to learn how to use one of these two things. This is how they're going to edit their voiceovers. They need to learn how to edit their own voiceovers, because if they're going to do any sort of freelance work, they want to be able to control how that sounds. It's going to get edited on the back end too, but it's a good idea for them to know how to do that. Now, once you have these samples of different types of voice acting, you want your child to upload them to that Google Drive folder, label them so they can easily find and submit them. Now, you want them to build out a Fiverr account and get started getting paid work. The reason is because you're never going to learn as much as you are when you are actually doing paid work for someone else. Charge low to get experience. So if your child's goal is to become a voice actor and they need samples, getting paid $4 to do a sample is great because they're getting paid a little bit of money at least in order to create a deliverable on a deadline. And that's going to be great experience. Now, step number 8 here is get a paid account on Backstage.com so they can apply to voice acting jobs. People post voice acting jobs on there, but it is gated. You do have to be a member of Backstage.com in order to apply for those jobs. But you can filter. It's pretty cool, actually. I'll throw it up on the screen after, but you can filter by gender, age range, like work type, all that kind of stuff. Now, if you want to get them in locally, you need to get your child to walk into local radio stations and ask them if they have any voiceovers that they need done and beg to do that work for free. Yes, for free. Why? Because that is actual networking, and that is how they're going to get referrals, and that is how they're going to get experience, and that is how they're going to get exposure to the actual industry. A degree in voice acting is not going to do that for them, but walking into a local radio station and asking to actually be able to have that experience or be around people who are in that industry is how they're going to make it. So good luck.